Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. My name's Adam. Saturday Night Special 58. All right, well, this week going to be a little bit different than the norm. I don't really have very much machine working for this week, but what we do have is last week I went to the flea market and I found a couple really nice items. And one of them I decided to go ahead and take apart and clean up and put back together because for me it was a really nice little treasured item, and it's actually a usable tool in the shop. It is machine related, so I think you guys will enjoy it. So I took some video of that, and I'll share that with you. We've also got a little bit of viewer appreciation mail that has come in over the past week. Got some things here that I'm going to show you. Some really nice stuff. You know, we got some more boxes from some of our other fellow YouTube creators out there. Some really cool stuff there. I just really appreciate it. You know, the rotary welding table build is doing extremely well as far as views and comments. You know, everybody seems to really be enjoying it, and the general census seems to think that this is going to be something that I'm not going to want to use or weld on or something like that. So, you know, you guys, you might be right. It's the project has kind of really evolved. I didn't expect it to kind of take it to the level that I was. I just wanted to build a rotary welding table, and I knew it was going to involve a lot of really cool machine work, that was one of my goals, was to have a project that I could work on and show different types of machining applications. So it's worked out really well. And I worked on it again last weekend, and I took some video on it, so you guys are going to see another episode after S&S, and what that's going to be about is finishing up the base plate. I did the machining required so that the center column would bolt to it. So we've got that, but I also finished up my oiling system on it, and so that will probably be the following episode. All right, you guys stay tuned for that. I really like it. I think it's come out pretty good, and I'll just say that it's over the top, just like everything else about the build, but it's just been fun to do. I like it. I like looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. It's over there on my table. But anyway, it's coming up real soon, guys. On another note, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I've been busy. I've been really busy. Busy at work, my day job. It's been kind of we've been getting covered up again, and working some overtime, working late. And to be honest with you, I've been trying to take a break from jobs out here. I want to, the time that I have that I can spend out here, I want to be able to focus on what I want to do, work on my projects, you know, just enjoy my time. So I've been trying to slow down the other jobs that people's been coming and asking me if I can do. So I'm hoping to keep that trend going, because I just don't have a whole lot of time right now to be for myself, I guess is what I'm saying. I want to continue with this project that I'm working on and keep it going, but things have been pretty busy. Again, another note I wanted to mention is that I finally have some really good help at work now. We had a position open for another machinist, and we've been looking for another machinist for a pretty long time. And we found somebody, and actually they kind of found us, but this person is somebody that I've known for a very long time, about 15 years, and he worked at another shop here locally, and things happened. I don't know. He ended up, he was looking for another job, and just so happened he come by and seen us and asked, "Hey, you guys looking for a machinist?" And we were like, "Yeah, we got a position for one." So things worked out, and I just want to say that it is so nice finally having somebody there with me that knows the work like I know it, and has been around the job shop work and can do all the same stuff and even more. I mean, he has his experience in other areas of the shop that I really don't have that much experience in. So it's really great. We've got a nice little team that we're building there, and this first week has been great. We've been able to just get the work busted out. All these rush jobs keep coming in where it's usually me stressing about getting it all done by myself. Now I have somebody there helping me, and we both get on this job and tackle it together and get it done in, half the time. It's been really nice. So, but it's picking up, work keeps coming in and we're getting busier and busier. So anyway, that was about it. I just wanted to mention that. So anyway, let's go ahead and get to some of this viewer appreciation mail I want to show you that's come in, and then we're going to get to the flea market finds from last weekend and show you some of the evapor-rust work that I did. Okay, thanks guys. So our first gift was come in. It was sent to me by Keith Rucker, and that's this really nice calendar right here. And what it is it's a 2015 calendar for the I believe it's the old woodworking machinery group that makes this calendar, and it's vintage woodworking and metalworking machines. And what it is each month it's pictures of. He wrote me a note here, and they put together a calendar with the best of the machinery restorations of the year. And if you guys remember this, last year we did I helped with the Oliver table saw. I went up to Tifton and I joined the group that was there helping and helped do a little machine work. I do have some video of that on my channel. If you guys haven't seen it, go back and do a search for the Oliver table saw. And I can't remember the tag words I used, but they're there. I think there's about 2 of them. So we've got some really cool pictures of some really nice machines. This is a Porter cable shaper. Let's just go through them real quick. Let's see. Walker Turner 6-inch joiner. An Oliver wood lathe. There's the Porter cable shaper. A DeWalt portable GP radial arm saw. Holland Brown number 185 30-inch bandsaw. That's really neat. I like the extra pictures that they throw in there of the restoration. A Delta 4-footed bandsaw. Really nice. All right, there's the one that I helped on right there. That's the Oliver number 80. It says Oliver number 80 variety saw bench, but we just called it a table saw. There's a picture of what it looked like before any of the restoration had started. And that was a really nice trip. I enjoyed going up there and helping with that. It was a lot of fun. We've got a Beaver 4-inch joiner. Delta 14-inch drill press. That's a pretty little piece right there. There's another one in here somewhere. And Egan number 2 Eureka planer and masher. J.D. Wallace and Company number 9 hollow chisel mortiser. Okay, that's it right there. I thought there was another one. Oh yeah, that first one, this one here. That's really cool right there. Burke number 25 10-inch sensitive drill press. And there's a picture of it before it was restored. And I like how they give a description of it. So I love the calendar, Keith. Thank you very much for sending me one. And that'll be something that just keeps on giving, because not only is it for this year's calendar, we can go back and this kind of goes in the library, some of cool pictures and machinery. We can come and open it up, look at it later on. So thank you very much, Keith. Okay, we got another one here, and this one is from Billy Bob's Beer Bait and Tackle. Engineering and machine shop services. So, man, that's a hell of a store right there, man. You go there for your beer bait and tackle, and also for some machine shop services. So he's This is actually from Doug Rundle, and I assume that he owns this business here. And he's in his letter here, he says, "Hey Adam, here are some drill bits that I think should be in your collection. I hope you can use them. I break them whenever I try to use them. Guess the spindle on my Sherline doesn't spin fast enough. I have a 5 thousandths drill bit that I couldn't send to you because I use it to clean holes in one of our pneumatic tools at work." Doug. So, and we got some of his business cards here. He has sent me a pack of number 87 10 thousandths diameter drill bits. And it's a carbide. I guess these come from Drill Bit City. So there's another picture of them right there. And I believe this is going to be the smallest drill press, oh, I'm sorry, the smallest drill bit that I have in my shop. And I'm afraid to even touch these things, but I'm sure if you touch them, they're going to break. So can you even see that on this GoPro camera? How small that is. That is tiny. Well, Doug, I don't know if I'm going to be using these or not, man, but I tell you what, they're nice to have in the collection. And that is the smallest drill bit that I have now. So thank you. And that I'm going to enjoy sharing those with other guys, you know, showing them when they come in, and we're just talking shop. So thank you very much, and I appreciate it. All right, so our last viewer appreciation mail, this comes from Stan out there in California, you know, Barzy Industrial. So he has sent me something as well as Gil. Gil's got something in this box also, but you guys won't see Gil what he got this week. What I'd like to do, and what Stan said he wanted to do, was see if we could get it on camera. So Gil's actually going to come over tomorrow, and I'll show him what Stan sent him and open it up on camera. So maybe next week you'll see Gil, see what he got, but you'll see what I got anyway. First thing is we've got 4 rolls of, I believe he says this is wire loom, Volvo wire loom. So I believe that's what that is. He called it tape. So got 4 rolls of that. And got a little note from him. The sweet limes are good for beer, cooking, or even just eating. They are about as sweet as an orange. Everything else you already know about. So yeah, there was a couple things that me and Stan had talked about. Some stuff he was going to send me. But anyway, these sweet limes right here is what he said they are. They're he grows this. He's got a tree in his backyard that he grows these on. So he has sent me a box full of these things. And I actually cut one open last night whenever I opened the box up and ate it, and they're very sweet. You can eat it just like an orange, just like he said. So these are awesome, Stan. Thank you very much, man. We're gonna use these in our juicer and see how they turn out. So we got a couple things in here that he sent me, and I got to try to figure out which one's mine. I think I know which ones are mine. So let me go ahead and cut these open, and I'll bring you back. Okay. Okay, Stan always does a fantastic job of packaging everything, so it took me a little while to cut all that stuff off. But anyway, we got some more of the anchor lube, and that's because I asked Stan for some more. He's got a box full of it there at his shop, and I told him the reason I wanted some more, I want to take some of this with me down to my day job, and I want to test it out some more. I do a whole lot more machining there than I do here. So I want to continue to use this on some other applications and give it a try and start comparing it to you know, the normal cutting oil. So I've been using it a little bit around the shop, and it does a good job. I like it. Definitely for the smoke anyway. You know, it doesn't smoke up the shop. So Stan sent me plenty more of the anchor lube. I mean, these are pretty much like refills, so I like using this one right here, the little screw-on cap jug of it. You know, get you a little acid brush and dip it. So I'm going to take this to work and try it down there, and that'll allow us to test a little bit further. So he also had these. He's got a box of these. He's got like 100 of these. And what these are caster locks. The wheels that's on my welding table project there, this is for the same size frame. And what that is that you got this little pull pin. You can turn it, and you got a pin that shoots in there that locks in on the knots on the caster there. So these bolt the two of the mounting bolts, and you got a pin there that you can remove it and have a swivel caster, or you can lock it in place. So, you know, we had a few people there in the past talk about, hey, maybe you should have used 2 fixed casters and 2 swivel casters. That's you know, they may be right there. I should have. So anyway, these are going to work out pretty good, because what I think I'll do is, since they're flush mount on one side, or yeah, I think what will happen is I can mount these to the inside, so they'll actually be hidden. They're not going to stick out in my way. I told Stan, I said, if they stick out and I'm hitting them in my leg, I'm not going to use them. So I might be able to mount these to the inside of it, and they'll be hidden, but they'll still be there. All I got to do is just reach underneath it and pull the pin and, you know, lock it or unlock it. So how many did he send me here? We got 4, so we got 8 of them. So that's pretty cool, man. So thank you very much, Stan. I really like these guys too. Thanks for sending me all the limes. That's great. And some more of the anchor lube. We'll put that to the test, okay? So thanks very much. Morning, guys. Today I went to the flea market, and I came out of there happy. I got a couple really nice items today. A couple really cool old tools, the kind of stuff that we go down there to find. So I had a smile on my face, and I felt very lucky that I was able to get a couple of these things. So got some nice stuff here we're going to show you. Probably a couple history lessons in here too. So I'm going to start right off by showing you this guy right here. This was the very first thing that I came to that I bought. And you don't really see these very much. And it's kind of hard to find information on them online. But what this is it's made by the Standard Tool Company out of Cleveland, Ohio. And it's called the Standard Improved Drill Chuck. I believe it's called Drill Chuck. Now on the face right here it says the Standard #1 Improved, and you can't really see it. It's pretty faint. I don't know if it says Drill Chuck on there or not. But what this is, it's a 2-jaw chuck basically, and you can use this to hold the square shanks of the end of a tap, or you can use it for a drill or a reamer, that kind of thing. So what you have is 2 jaws in there, like basically V jaws. All right, and you have a 1/4 drive on this screw. I've got my socket set up right here with a 1/4 inch adapter. All right, I'm gonna move that screw, and it's gonna move those in. See? But you'll notice that the angle is not on a 90 degrees, so it's not really made for holding the square end of a tap. Now I believe you can use it for that if you wanted to, but I believe what these were intended for. These are very old. I think this drill chuck right here goes back to the early 1900s, actually, somewhere in that era. But I'm going to use this tap as an example. You can just stick that up in there, a drill bit or whatever, okay, and snug it up. And it's there. Those 2 jaws clamp around that round shank right there. So that's pretty neat. You know, I don't have one of these things, and they're you just don't see them too often. It's a pretty rare tool, And the fact that this thing is still in good working condition, it feels solid. It's got good movement on the screw right here. So it's got a little bit of rust on it, but that's no big deal. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get this thing cleaned up and polished. And we're going to see how it looks after I get her cleaned up. So I'm going to work on that later on today, get it polished up. And that's a nice one to add to the collection right there. Okay. Again, that's a standard #1 improved drill chuck, I believe. Okay, the next one I came to. Now this is the kind of stuff that I like to go down there to find. And I seen this on the table, and I instantly ran over there and picked it up. We've got a very nice tap wrench right here, and this is a card #9. Let's see, it's a SW card #9. It's right here. All right. I've got the big brother to this. You've seen me use it in a recent video, I believe last weekend, whenever I was running a tap in that hole on the boring mill. You were seeing me use my other tap wrench that's the same as this, except it's bigger. That one at work is a #10, and that's one that I had found at the Moultrie, Georgia swap meet a few years ago. And this one right here, even though it's a little rusty, it's just surface rust that's built up on it. It's in really good shape. I'm inspecting the jaws here and the body, and it doesn't look like it's all messed up, and it's got a nice positive solid feel to the screw. I love it. So I'm going to get this one cleaned up today also. I'm going to usually some guys ask me how I clean them up. I don't have any kind of polishing wheels other than a Scotch-Brite on a grinder, but I use my wire wheel over there on my little bench grinder, and I usually wire brush it, and then sometimes I'll take my Scotch-Brite and rub it real good. So I usually just wire brush it. I don't normally ever use the bead blaster to clean up things unless it's just something I really don't care about that's full of rust. Then I'll take it and bead blast it. But for tools, I like to have the shiny bare metal look, not that gray etched look. So anyway, this was a very good buy right here. I think I forgot to tell you what I paid. This one right here was $5. The guy, I talked to him a little bit, and he told me, he says, man, just a little while ago I had a bunch of big taps over here. They're all brand new, and some guy came by and bought them all. So I don't know who got them, but somebody beat me to the punch there, but they missed this. I think I know who it was too. But anyway, I got me a nice tap wrench, and I paid $5 for this one right here. This drill chuck I paid $3 for, so that was real fair. He had some other Jacobs chucks, but they were all pretty rusty and they were just froze up, and this was the only one that I was really interested in here. Okay, the same guy that had this tap wrench, I found another tap wrench there mixed in with everything, and this one is a really nice one too. This is a Greenfield tap and die. It's a number 332, and it still has a fairly new look to it with the tool black. And it did have a little tap in there, but it had too small of a tap than what this tap wrench is really intended for. They had it cinched down, but so this was a good buy right here. I got it for $2 from the same guy, so paid $7 for these two tap wrenches right here, and that's a good quality tap wrench. All right, so these were what I was really happy about. I also got a couple other things right here. These Smith torch tips. These right here are made for using MAP gas or some type of propane type of fuel with your torch. Now I don't use that personally here, but I got these because he said that he would take $2 for all these. That's well worth it because these things are pretty expensive when you buy them new. I picked these up because it was an excellent buy, and I figured this would be a good tool trade. If some of you guys out there use a Smith MAP gas torch tips like this, let me know. I'd be willing to do a trade. It is for an SC60 torch, or that's the tip size anyway. SC60, and then this one right here looks like it's for gouging. But we have an SC60 number 2, and a number 1. All right. Nice tips right there. They just need a little bit of Scotch-Brite, clean them up. And then the last thing, my buddy TJ, he was out there looking around, and he picked up this little toolbox. It had some grinding wheels and stuff in it, and it had this Woodruff key cutter in it. It's made by Morse, and he says, "Hey man, you need this?" And I said, "Yeah man, I'll take it, put it in the bin." And I told him, I said, "That's what you use to cut a Woodruff key with, right there." So I've actually got a bin of these over there on my wall, but I told him, I said, "Yeah, I'll take it and I'll put it up." So thanks TJ, if you're watching, for hooking me up with that. So that's it for the flea market scores today. But as I said, I was real happy to come out of there. I'm always looking for good tap wrenches like this, and this right here was that was a good score today, and very neat to pick this thing up too. Yeah, just showing you how I'm cleaning it up. I just use my fine wire wheel, and you can see the rust there, and then where I hit it with the wire wheel. Just clean it up really nice. You got signs of old, corrosion that's been on it for years, but it's in good shape. Alright guys, there's the card tap wrench all cleaned up now, and it looks good. I showed you, I went over there on my wire wheel and just go over it real good and try to knock all that surface rust off. And then a lot of times what I'll do is just take some Scotch-Brite, sometimes the gray, sometimes the burgundy, and I'll just give this thing a really nice rub down and polish, and it usually helps to brighten the metal back up a little bit more. And all I really did was a few spots down here on the end where it had been dinged. You could feel some little sharp edges right there, so I just take a mill smooth file and just kind of rub it just to knock the high spots down. And the hardest part to clean up is inside here when this has got some surface rust in there. But I worked out with a little wire brush and some Scotch-Brite, and just got as clean as I could, because that's really all I got to get in there. And I'll just wipe it down with some WD-40, and you see it spins good. It's got a nice solid feel. So that's it, man. That's a nice tap wrench, a very good quality tool, and I'm happy to have it now, and it looks good all cleaned up. So maybe I'll move on to this the standard drill chuck in a little while. I'll get that cleaned up too. Alright, thanks guys. Alright guys, I'm doing a cleanup on this standard drill chuck. I did some wire brushing just to get the rough of the rust off, but I'm going to do a polish in the lathe actually. But so as you can see here, I've taken it apart, and it's in good shape. It's just real dirty, and there's buildup of rust, contaminated inside there with the grease. So here's the jaws right there, and you can see what I mean by they're real dirty. So that's the jaws, and then that's the center screw, just like on a lathe chuck, except you have a right and a left hand thread, so that it will self-center those. So I'm going to do a little bit of cleaning, and this is kind of a tribute to Brad Jacob over there at Basement Machine Shop. I see he likes to use the purple power, and I like the purple stuff too, except mine's not purple power. Mine is Zep heavy duty butyl degreaser, which I think is very similar to the same stuff actually. So I've got one of these little stainless trays here, and we got rubber cleaning gloves that James Green gave me. I figured I'd do a little soak in here for just a little bit, kind of soak it, and then I'm going to start brushing it out. I'm going to drop them down in there, drop the screw in there, and I've got this little stainless brush, and I can get in here and get it all brushed out and get everything clean. And then once I do, we'll oil everything. I'm gonna get this cleaned up and put it back together. All right. I'm making some more progress on the drill chuck here, getting it cleaned up. I've already degreased it and wire brushed it really good in the cleaner. Got all the rust and crud out of it. So what I'm doing now is I'm just cleaning up the outside of it to make it look nicer, and it's coming out real good. I've already done the arbor, and it turned out really good. I put it on a nice new sleeve. It's not brand new, but it's kind of new, and it fit good. And I've got this straight Morse taper adapter here, a straight shank on the OD, so you can chuck things up. I believe this is actually an adapter that goes in my multi-fix tool post. But anyway, I'm just cleaning it up. I thought I'd show you, and I'm using some of my worn out 220 grit. You know, there ain't really much cutting action there, so it's more of a clean and polish there. And you can kind of see there it's running nice and straight. Now that 3-jaw is not perfect anymore. It's got a little bit of belt mount to it, but that's looking pretty dang good right there. I'm just kind of hitting it with my 220 like this. I wanted to come over here and hit the bottom, clean it up. I haven't done that yet. And then I want to get this top side right here, this radius area. Unfortunately, some of the corrosion that it's suffered throughout its life, you know, so it has pits down into the surface right there, and that's a common occurrence that you'll find on old tools that's been sitting around that wasn't taken care of. Same thing on this side where, you know, it says the standard #1 improved right there. So that's about it, and I'll blow it out really good and make sure it's nice and clean. There's no dust. We'll probably rinse it and blow it one more time, and we'll start putting everything back together. All right, guys, we're ready to put this thing back together. There's another shot of the final polish that I give on it. It turned out really nice. It's nice and smooth. You can see the lettering pretty good now, and you can also see the years of corrosion that got on it on the bottom there too. All right, so here is the screw and the jaw assembly, and man, these things fit together so good. I mean, the level of precision in these things are just fantastic. But you can see by turning the screw there, the jaw is opening. And the way that they're made, you can see the V there, and it's almost like they're like a tongue and groove. So they close up on each other, so you can get down to a really small shank drill size. That's pretty neat. And they close all the way up till they touch, and look at that. Isn't that nice? So again, these are all cleaned up. I wire brushed. I use a little stainless brush, and I brushed everything really good. Got all the rust and grease off of them, and I didn't use the wire wheel over on the grinder for this. I just hand brushed all these, so they're clean. Now I'm going to use some of this Super Lube synthetic grease here. I think this will work pretty good, and I just want to put a little light coating on them and put it together. I don't know if this is something that I'll be using very much. So we just want to put a little lube to put it together there. I'm just going to put a little bit out here on the tray. And I did, by the way, I cleaned this tray before I started using it. I wiped it with my degreaser actually. So that might be enough right there. We'll put a little bit on this acid brush. Okay. We'll go ahead and put a little bit in there and on the threads. Not sure where it all should be lubed here. I don't know if the whole thing or what. I'm just going to put a real thin coat around it. I'm also going to reach up in here. I'm going to go ahead and just put a little film of it up in these sliding surfaces here too. Alright, I think that's going to be well greased. So, alright, we're going to have both of our double groove side there. I believe it's going to go like this. So, I'm going to go ahead and stick the screw in there. And actually, I'm going to have to flip this over just like that so that the screw will rest down in there. So these are going to go the other way like that. And I hope that I can get this lined up right. Alright, let's give it a shot. That was just my adapter there binding up on it. There it is, guys. All the way closed up. Alright, that worked out pretty good. Wipe the excess grease off of it. It's nice and tight, man. The jaws fit up in these grooves just perfectly. They're not loose, so they got just a tiny bit of resistance to them. There it is. So, all right. There she is, man, ready to put to use. I think what we'll do is we'll have to give this thing a try, put it over in the tailstock. That's where I would probably use it the most. And let's put a drill in there and see how it does. One of the things that I'm definitely going to have to make for this thing is a little 1/4-inch drive chuck wrench, a little T-handle for it. I believe my buck chuck, the one I took to work and use, it'll fit that. But we'll just see about making one. All right, a couple pointers. What I have realized is that this is a 1/2-inch chuck. You can put up to a 1/2-inch shank in there. For example, this is my new 33/64 reduced shank drill, so that's a 1/2-inch shank. And I've got it opened up. And you see it goes up in there nice, and you've got a nice, you remember seeing the width of that V-jaw, and it grabs a lot of it, and it's a very positive pull on it, man. Just tighten it up like that, and that thing's got it, and it feels solid. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen it up though, and what I want to do is I'm gonna put the center drill in here. You see why I need to make a little T-handle for this thing, a little chuck wrench. All right, so we're going to use that first. I'll center drill a piece, and then we'll put the 33/64 in there and drill a hole. Okay, looking good. All right, I'll go ahead and take this out. Put our drill bit in there. That's just the quill, the movement of the quill there moving. Let's go in there and drill it with that. Let's see if it holds it. We'll slow it down, 350. Just as good as you please. That's pretty cool. That's the first time I've ever used one of these, guys. I think the way that this thing works, man, it really pulls down on those jaws. Nice. All right, so that's going to be it for the standard drill chuck there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I had fun cleaning that up. This was a nice buy. Again, I paid $3 for this thing at the flea market today and brought it home, cleaned it up, and we actually put it to use now.